guys, this is Lachette with Scarlet Moon Creations, and I'm back with a new readathon video. This readathon is the second installment of Witchathon. This is the Yule Witchathon run by Crescent Moon Reads, and she did not do a intro video for it this time, but I'll link the Witchathon Twitter account where all the prompts are pinned to the top down below. So like last time, there will be 7 prompts. Witchathon runs from December 14th through the 21st, leading up to Yule, or the winter solstice, and each of the prompts ties into that particular witchy holiday. And I had a little more time, lots more time actually, in preparing and picking out my books for this installment of Witchathon, unlike the first one. But I found myself having issues anyway because of the prompts themselves, particularly the first one. So what I'm going to do is just tell you guys what the prompts are and what books I picked to read for each prompt. I have two possibilities of additional books, but they're not necessary. I will complete the prompts with or without them, but just in case you see me talk about them in my vlog, or the wrap-up videos, just a fair warning, I guess. So, the first prompt. Yule is a time of gift giving for many. Read a book that you received as a gift. Oh, I can count on one hand the amount of books I've gotten as a gift in my entire 34 years of life. Yeah. I was talking about this with my parents, and honestly it's probably more than that if we count children's books that I'm too young to remember and I no longer own. But yeah, no, just given as a gift for the holidays or birthdays or just because, that never happened. Or it happened very, very rarely. So this was the hardest prompt for me to fill, and I had to get creative because I think I own exactly 3 books that were given to me as two books that were given to me as a gift. One of those I read recently and am selling, so I don't want to read it again for Witchathon. The other was a strong possibility once I remembered it, but I decided to go with something else. And the book I chose for this is the ebook version of The Picture of Dorian Gray. And this fits another prompt, which I'll get into later, but the creative way of fulfilling this prompt with this book is the fact that I have an ebook app on my phone called Aldico, and it gives you 1 or 2 free ebooks when you download the app the first time, and one of those was The Picture of Dorian Gray. So yeah, it was a gift from Aldico. Thank you, Aldico. Prompt number 2. We have descended into the darkest part of the year. Read a book that plays with dark subject matter. Now, I was really unsure about this because I do read a lot of books with dark subject matter, but it's hard to tell in advance. So yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling though that this book, The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden, will have some dark subject matter. And again, this fills another prompt, so I'll go into more detail about this book later. Next prompt. Read while enjoying a hot beverage. This is a time for keeping cozy, maybe even light frankincense. So I'm not ready yet, but this is my mug. Actually, let me put it the other way so you can see how awesome holiday-ish. It has my first initial on it, and you know, the red and gold copper. This is I got this at Target, I think. So yeah, I drink lots of tea, and this time of year I throw in cocoa to that every once in a while. So that will be my hot beverage cup for whenever I decide. I just have to remember to attempt to film myself doing so because it's just habit already. So, prompt number 4. This season is one meant for introspection. Read a book that challenges you to see another perspective. Okay, so another big issue prompt, or a prompt that I had issues trying to fulfill. I went back and forth with some people on Twitter about this, and like, your perspective can be changed by a lot of things. It doesn't have to be like this, a book setting out to do so. You just never know. And then there's times in your life where you are more open to different perspectives, and you kind of find yourself gravitating towards books and other media that will open your eyes to something different. So that being said, I went looking for what I call self-care books. Self-love, self-help, self-improvement as well, but I like calling them self-care books because they are not always self-improvement, but that's why I want to read them. And this has been on my list for a while, and I probably should have read it earlier this year as part of the Bohoberry book club, but for whatever reasons, I wasn't paying attention then. But I've been wanting to read this for a while. Big Magic, Creative Living Beyond Fear by Elizabeth Gilbert. I first heard of this again because of Bohoberry's Cara Benz. She has a writing course online, so basically an e-course where you teach yourself with some help from her how to improve your handwriting, and maybe even learn calligraphy of some kind, or faux calligraphy if that's your choice. And her favorite quote to use for you to start practicing with is Letter to Fear, and it's from this book, and I love that quote. It's like a paragraph long, so I'm not going to get into it. I love the quote, and I've been wanting to read this, Creative Living Beyond Fear. I'm a creative person. Scarlet Moon Creations is the name of my business and this channel, and getting beyond fear is really probably the biggest thing that we as human beings have to deal with on a regular basis in our lives. So I am hoping this will change my perspective about fear, my own personal fears. Just the one paragraph quote that I've seen from this book definitely did that, so I'm hoping for more. And it's a pretty positive book. I got this very quickly from the library, so I'm happy. Next, prompt number 5. It may be the darkest part of the year, but this darkness can make us see the light all the more clearly. Read a book that makes you optimistic. And I shoehorned this in here because I wanted to read this. I just felt like it would be appropriate, and it is. I didn't have to shoehorn very hard, really. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Honestly, I don't know if I can hold out for a week because I'm filming this roughly a week before the challenge, the readathon starts. So I might be reading the second book by the time the series starts. But yeah, just this first book in particular of the Harry Potter series is very hopeful, optimistic. It's a new beginning, and to be honest, you guys, I have not reread these books since I first got them way back when. So this I was thinking about starting earlier in the year, but I didn't, and now is just the time. Okay, so two other books that might fulfill this prompt, because Harry Potter fills more than one as well, is The Happiness Project, which I had hoped to have already, but it's taking forever to get here, so we'll see. And Kitchen Table Tarot, which I was kind of thinking about as well. Both optimistic books. The Happiness Project has happiness in the title, so why not? It's a book similar to Big Magic, just kind of giving you ideas of how you can have a more optimistic outlook towards your life and future. And the Kitchen Table Tarot, how that would fit this prompt of a book making you optimistic. It's, from what I can tell, it's got lots of accolades amongst the tarot community, including many YouTubers here. It's supposed to be very straightforward, very understandably explaining the tarot cards, and the meanings behind each card. So giving readers, whether new or old or intermediate like me, a better understanding of tarot, a more everyday, less mysterious understanding of tarot, and just making you feel optimistic about yourself as a reader, in my opinion. So if either of those books come, I can read those for this prompt. Prompt number 6. Our year is ending. Read a book you've backlisted on your TBR for a long while. Now, one of those books I just showed you is the Harry Potter book. Like I said, I have been rereading this off for a while. The other book that fits this prompt is A Picture of Dorian Gray. So I wasn't sure. I'm not very good about keeping a backlist, but then I was on my Goodreads app and I noticed I can look at my to be read list and filter it or list all the books on it by the order that I added them. And the first book I added to my to be read list on Goodreads was The Picture of Dorian Gray. This is also a classic and a very old book, and one I've just been super curious about since that movie came out. I forget the name of it, and Dorian Gray is a minor character, but they're all... I am completely blanking and it's bothering me, so hold on a second. Okay, so the movie is A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and yeah, I hadn't really heard about A Picture of Dorian Gray before that, so, which is weird, but whatever. And again, it wasn't a book that was covered in school growing up. So yeah, and I was just really curious about that idea. I know the story now, like basically thanks to the movie, but also just Googling really quick who is that guy in the movie, because I think I knew pretty much every other character even if I hadn't read their books. So that is the real reason why A Picture in Dorian Gray is on my Witchathon to be read this time. And last prompt, read the group book. And the group book is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. So, yeah, after thinking long and hard, knowing I was going to read this anyway, and then reading over the blurb here, I was like, this sounds like it's going to be kind of dark. So that'll fit prompt number 2 as well. But let me just read you the blurb real quick. At the edge of the Russian wilderness, winter lasts most of the year and the snowdrifts grow taller than houses. But Vasilisa doesn't mind. She spends the winter nights huddled around the embers of a fire with her beloved siblings, listening to her nurse's fairy tales. Above all, she loves the chilling story of Frost, the blue-eyed winter demon who appears in the frigid night to claim unwary souls. Wise Russians fear him, her nurse says, and honor the spirits of house and yard and forest that protect their homes from evil. After Vasilisa's mother dies, her father goes to Moscow and brings home a new wife. Fiercely devout, city-bred, Vasilisa's new stepmother forbids her family from honoring the household spirits. The family acquiesces, but Vasilisa is frightened, sensing that more hinges upon their rituals than anyone knows. And indeed, crops begin to fail, evil creatures of the forest creep nearer, and misfortune stalks the village. All the while, Vasilisa's stepmother grows ever harsher in her determination to groom her rebellious stepdaughter for either marriage or confinement in a convent. As danger circles, Vasilisa must defy even the people she loves and call on dangerous gifts she has long concealed. This in order to protect her family from a threat that seems to have stepped from her nurse's most frightening tales. The Bear and Nightingale is a magical debut novel from a gifted and gorgeous voice. It spins an irresistible spell as it announces the arrival of a singular talent. So, that sounds kind of dark. So this is the book group read and my dark subject matter read. And yeah, those are my books for the Yule Witchathon. Let me know what you guys are reading. If you're participating, let me know if you're putting up your own TBR videos. I can't wait to see what other people are reading. I can't wait to participate. I'm literally, well, I'm kind of shivering because it's cold in here, but I am literally like trying to hold back from starting reading right now. Like I said, I might start the Harry Potter book, and then, because that's like the smallest one. So by next week, I might be on book 2, which is Chamber of Secrets. No, the Sorcerer's Stone. What is happening here? Why do I have... Anyway, you guys, yep. I might be on Chamber of Secrets. I meant to show you guys Sorcerer's Stone, but my brain went to mush. So, maybe that's a sign. Maybe it's a sign that I should just read Sorcerer's Stone right now. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the vlog and in my next videos. Bye.